before hearing sounds in the distance, YouTuber Advil thought he was alone. He quickly discovers that for reasons he cannot fathom, he is pulled to the basement steps. He is unsure of what is odd about it down there, but something does. When he shouts out, the darkness below responds in an extremely weird and unsettling way. If you have headphones on, perhaps you can explain what's being said to me. They appear to be whispering, "He's here." Advil gets an unequivocal indication that something is in the house with him a little while later.
Hello?
In spite of the completely dark surroundings, a shadowy figure moves across the threshold.
No!
It doesn't make any effort to ascend the stairs and unveil its actual appearance. If this is true, whatever is down there seems to want to stay there and may even take Advil with him one day. This terrifying drone video shows a train accident and a fire breaking out as a result in Palestine, Ohio. This CCTV video is believed to be from China. Off camera, a person searches the area around a building entrance with a flashlight, clearly looking for something of interest. Shortly after they stop, this monster makes an impressive getaway. You may see what many people describe as a dragon if you slow down the video. Although it seems unlikely and is most likely CGI, if this were a true spirit, it might be able to assume whatever form it desired, including that of a dragon. Hours before anyone should be inside the Safety Harbor Public Library in Florida, it is 5:36 in the morning. Everything appears to be in order until this book abruptly disappears off the shelf. The next day, the opening librarian was perplexed to discover a book perfectly balanced on the floor. They investigated the video footage only to discover this bizarre occurrence. There's no way they could have had the book balanced precisely on its side like that, even if this was set up and someone was standing on the opposite side of the shelf to push a book to the ground. It truly seems as though a poltergeist placed the book there on purpose to arouse as much terror and suspicion as possible. It appears to have succeeded. In Clovis, New Mexico, the Hernandez family is enjoying dinner when something incredibly strange darts over their CCTV system. Still unable to believe what they see, they move over to the television for a closer look. A completely white being literally comes into view and appears to jog across their driveway for a short distance before leaving the area. You can definitely discern the motions of what appears to be a body in motion, despite the slight blurriness. I'm not sure if this is a camera issue that happens when a jogger is wearing highly reflective apparel, despite what some folks claim. The Hernandez family conducted their own investigation and eventually made contact with someone who is familiar with the neighborhood's history.
I believe it was his uncle had a house on this corner lot, and his uncle passed away.
In light of this, I believe both explanations to be equally plausible, but I'm curious as to which one you believe to be the reality in light of what you've observed. A TikTok user shared this video to his account and wrote, "Right as it went past midnight, I heard the bells and the screaming. It's all on camera. I'm getting closer to a new discovery. I just need more footage."
It's 8:40 p.m. and I'm going in through the newer entrance that I found. I'm going to stake out for as long as I need to until I have irrefutable evidence that whatever's in there is, well, I don't really know. That's the fence that I got to jump and then walk through. There should be like a hill, and then it should just be all flat, and then the rest is just forest. Once I get through there, that's where I'm staking out. I'm not leaving. Now all I gotta do is wait. It's 12:45. Bell's going off crazy. All of those screams you're hearing are animals. I know they are animals. Okay. I'm going in. Where are the bells are going from that direction. Okay. I'm gonna find out what the source of the sound is. Finally. Yes. Oh, it's... I have to go.
What do you make of this eerie video? At 6:30 in the morning, this antique television always appears to turn itself off. Prior to focusing on the remote control lying motionless on the table, they record the small blue screen as it fades to darkness. The only possible explanations are that they were holding a second remote, or that the neighbor, who watches TV at the same time every day and may have a global remote, was doing so. I'd agree that this is a paranormal in nature if these alternatives could somehow be ruled out. After being startled awake every night by his bedroom door opening by itself, Philip Shapiro installs a camera. As usual, the door opens, but this time Philip witnesses more eerie activity than he ever imagined was possible. Despite the absence of any visible light source, his bedroom door is open and a shadow is seen on the wall. Observe how the room's left side genuinely gets darker as the shadow moves through it. Tell me if this is a result of video manipulation or the paranormal. If there is ever an earthquake, you should be able to get to a safe place. Ideally, you should be at home or at a place where you can shield yourself from falling things. This YouTuber recorded the moment as the McDonald's foundation and fixtures started to swing and shake as the earthquake began to rock the building he was in. Do you believe you could maintain your composure, exposed in such a way and in the open? How would you respond to this circumstance?
This is McDonald's. The earth is shaking. You guys can't see, you guys.
A motorist is seen driving through the entryway of a closed retail shop in this security camera video. The criminals tried to escape the entryway they had forced their way through after loading the car with stuff they intended to steal. But breaking in is more difficult than breaking out. The security gate closes the entrance when the car tries to leave. One of the robbers leaves the car and escapes through a little opening in the door. The security gate won't move, so the automobile tries to back out of the business once more. A second thief enters the vehicle and flees with the driver and vehicle. The automobile reverses and tries to drive away once more, but becomes stuck. Before we learn if the drivers managed to flee or if the police were able to make any arrests, the video cuts out. Live streaming from a purportedly haunted place known only as the Yellow House is YouTuber Lou Rock. He and his companion are warily exploring the abandoned building when they hear a faint noise that causes them to dash into a sizable room to investigate. There aren't many gnarled clothes hangers in the closet, but they start to twist together as though acknowledging their presence. The room is otherwise empty. You can watch this live and verify that they never even touched the hangers.
There's not a window open in here.
Are they moving? It looks like they're moving.
Wow.
The next thing I'm going to show you makes me believe that the hangers are actually being pushed by an invisible force. This video demonstrates that there is no wind at all moving the blinds or curtains, ruling out the possibility that the hangers were being moved by a draft. The odd assortment of artifacts they keep discovering about the house includes a rope fastened to a torn child's shoe. One or more disruptive teenagers or the former owner of the home, in a fit of wrath, have punched enormous holes in the wall of this room. Something pulls them back into the room with the blown out walls just as they are seeing there is something seriously wrong with the kitchen.
Yeah, me too.
What's that?
They don't go very far before the sound reoccurs, since they are actually terrified at this point. At this time, Lou Rock makes the right choice to depart in order to avoid becoming the next long-term occupant of the Yellow House.
Alright, we're out of here.
Surveillance cameras caught 3 hooded, gun-toting thieves breaking into a Milwaukee home Saturday night. The 5 cameras were recording as they barged into the house and got away with several electronic items. Little did they know, the resident and her son were inside. Edmundo Pena, 12, was playing video games and recalled what he experienced. "I heard the first bang and didn't know what it was," he told Inside Edition. "Then I heard the second, and that's when I ran upstairs."
I heard the first bang, and I didn't know what it was, but then I heard the second one, and that's when I ran upstairs.
I saw him running towards me, screaming like, "Mom, somebody's trying to break in. If they break in, we're just going to have to jump off the balcony." I couldn't believe there were 3 men in my house.
In Buenos Aires, Argentina, at the Thomas Adolfo Duco Stadium, a security guard is on duty when he hears a tremendous noise coming from below ground. The fear of losing his job motivates the guard, who is unwilling to investigate the noise's origin on his own. I'd assume there might be a furnace mechanical issue, but as the following section demonstrates, there was something much worse going on. A fragile wooden door is repeatedly slammed by an unidentified invisible force, yet nothing is visible on the other side. But he never records the ground, so perhaps someone ducked out of view just in time. That still wouldn't explain what happened behind his back a short while later, which I've repeatedly watched but can't come up with a rational explanation for. As he exits the supply room, he quickly turns around to spot a ghostly shadow moving quickly across the room. There was no way to get through the security guard and get out undetected, even if someone were to be hiding behind the door. Tell me what you believe happened, because nothing makes sense. This dashcam video was recorded on July 29, 2016 at 5 in the morning. The truck is in Calais, a French city that has a view of the English Channel's narrowest point. It is traveling to a port where it will cross the English Channel and arrive in the United Kingdom. The truck with the dashcam is traveling down the road when the vehicle in front of it abruptly brakes. A few minutes later, many guys with torches are seen on the road hurling rocks at the truck in an effort to stop it. Even tree branches are used as improvised barricades by them. Without pausing, the truck plowed through the tree branches since it was aware that doing so may result in injuries or even worse. The group of migrants in the video, standing by the side of the road, are trying to enter the UK illegally by whatever means. In an effort to force trucks to stop, they will erect temporary barricades, hurl rocks at their windows, and stand in the middle of the road. If they are successful, they will threaten truck drivers with various weapons to coerce them into smuggling them across the border. These instances are occasionally reported, both successfully and unsuccessfully. Somewhere in West India, this film was recorded at night in a parking garage. A woman appeared to be acting normally when she was suddenly attacked by what several onlookers afterwards claimed to be a ghost. If you think she is battling a spiritual possession or experiencing delusions, please watch this scene and let me know. If you can, try to translate. Up until I saw what might be a peculiar paranormal disturbance, I didn't give this video much thought. During the hardest moments of her struggle, like this one, some sort of swift white things frequently occur. It's difficult to determine whether they are simple insects or some type of spirit orb due to the poor camera quality. If these are merely insects, I find it strange that there are so few of them and that they only seem to arrive when she is in most discomfort in the video. Tony McCluskey pulls a large black bag out of the car's trunk. The dismembered remains of his sister Gemma from the previous evening are contained there. He has no understanding what is going on, and the person to his right is only being paid to drive him. Watch as Tony moves the body of his sister closer to the canal for disposal. She never would have imagined that reprimanding him after he left the sink running and flooded the kitchen would have had this outcome. He didn't leave a red trail down the sidewalk, which astounds me. He must have either waited until she was completely empty or lined the interior of the bag with something absorbent. Both scenarios are terrifying in equal measure. Tony McCluskey received a 20-year prison term in part because of this video footage. Sadly, over several months, his sister, an actress from the British drama EastEnders, was pieced together. Stay tuned for our #1 pick that will shock you. In this video, cops are shown being called to an Illinois hotel after guests reported hearing frightful screams coming from one of the rooms. The hotel employees verified that no one was occupying the room where the cries were emanating from, which is the most horrific component of the allegation.
There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there.
A hotel security guard can be seen making his way to the screaming guest's room in the footage. He halts outside the room and exudes extreme apprehension. The screams are unceasing and blood-curdling. The security officer is informed by hotel personnel that there shouldn't be anyone in the room. They also advise him to wait for the cops to show up, but he unlocks the door just to make sure. The shouting stops when he opens the door to the room. The policeman walks in the room carrying a flashlight.
John's gonna enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on.
As soon as he enters, a transparent person appears to sprint out of the room and down the hotel hallway. Additionally, the lights in the hallway flicker. The security guard declares that he still wants the police to investigate when he leaves the room. He claims that although there is no one present, the furniture is completely upside down. The shower is running and the carpet has been torn up. The cop returns to the hotel lobby because he is so alarmed. He no longer wished to be in the vicinity of the room alone. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.